Football is meant to be simple. Two teams, one ball, rules everyone follows. A sport of fairness, merit, and skill. Or at least, that's what we're told. The truth is darker, subtle, hidden in plain sight. Fair play, that sacred ideal, is often nothing more than a marketing slogan, a story told to fans while the game operates on invisible hierarchies, hidden agendas, and systemic advantages. From referees to VAR, from elite clubs to billionaire owners, football is not the level playing field you believe it is. This is the story of football's biggest lie: fair play. Fair play is the heart of football's mythology. Every youth academy, every league, every televised match preaches it. Teams should compete on skill, determination, and teamwork. The better team should win. Simple. But even in the earliest professional leagues, this promise has always been aspirational. Clubs with deeper pockets, bigger networks, and political influence often gain subtle advantages. Transfers aren't just talent-based. Scheduling, officiating, and even media coverage can skew outcomes long before the first whistle blows. Fair play is sold to fans as the foundation of the sport, yet the structures of modern football quietly contradict it, and fans, conditioned to believe in the ideal, rarely question it. Elite clubs dominate for a reason. It's not just talent on the pitch, it's structure off it. Consider the financial networks, sponsorship deals, and political connections that underpin some teams. Take the Champions League. TV revenue and prize money distribution disproportionately favor historically strong clubs. UEFA's financial fair play rules, designed to prevent overspending, often protect giants rather than punish them. Clubs with resources can manipulate contracts, transfer loans, and sponsorships to skirt the rules, consolidating their dominance. For smaller clubs, no amount of brilliance or strategy can reliably overcome this system. Football's meritocracy is conditional. You play fair, but the game isn't necessarily fair to you. Referees are human, and humans have biases, unconscious or otherwise. Some studies show that officiating decisions disproportionately favor bigger clubs, teams with louder stadiums, or leagues under media scrutiny. Then came VAR, introduced to make the game more objective, to reduce errors, and yet, instead of creating fairness, it has introduced new layers of ambiguity. Marginal offsides, handball interpretations, even penalty decisions are debated endlessly, often affecting high-stakes matches. Officiating isn't just about mistakes, it's about pressure. From governing bodies, from broadcasters, from sponsors, from history itself. Fair play dies not through corruption alone, but through systemic structural influence. Football is no longer a game of passion alone. It's a business, and in business, fairness rarely drives decisions. Transfer fees, sponsorships, and global branding affect how clubs operate. Clubs like Manchester City, PSG, and Chelsea demonstrate this power vividly. With immense financial backing, they can sign elite talent at will, outspending competitors without consequence. Leagues claim fair play through regulation, yet loopholes, creative accounting, and networked influence allow them to dominate without playing fair in the literal sense. Meanwhile, smaller clubs, often dependent on player sales, loans, or limited sponsorships, cannot compete. Talent alone is rarely enough. In football's modern economy, money often dictates the outcome more than merit. If money controls the clubs, media controls perception. Coverage isn't neutral. Star players get more attention. High-profile clubs get prime-time fixtures. Controversial refereeing decisions against smaller teams are amplified, while mistakes favoring giants are minimized. The narrative becomes skewed. Fans subconsciously start rooting for dominant clubs, believing in a meritocratic structure that doesn't exist. Social media amplifies these effects. The underdog miracle is celebrated as exceptional precisely because it's rare. The system is designed to prevent parity. The media doesn't lie, it merely selects what stories reinforce the illusion of fair play. History, trophies, and records cement the perception of fairness. When a team wins consistently, fans assume skill alone is the reason. And for the players, legacy becomes intertwined with narrative. But how many legends rose in an ecosystem that favored them structurally? How many overlooked talents never had the same opportunities? When fairness exists only in stories, not systems, the past is rewritten to support the myth. Football's meritocratic history is often a story of structural advantage rather than pure talent, and the fans rarely see it.
What makes this system unbreakable isn't corruption alone, it's emotional investment. Fans defend clubs, leagues, and decisions that actively work against competitive balance because football has become part of who they are. Questioning fairness feels like questioning childhood memories, family traditions, and personal identity. So instead, fans redirect frustrations sideways toward players, referees, managers, rival fan bases. The system is never the villain. And that emotional misdirection is incredibly convenient. As long as supporters fight each other, the structures above them remain untouched, unquestioned, and unthreatened. Leicester City's 2015-16 Premier League title is often called the greatest underdog story in football history, and it was remarkable. But the reason it felt miraculous is that it shouldn't have happened at all. Football's structure ensures that resource-rich clubs dominate nearly every season. Leicester's triumph exposed cracks in the narrative. Talent and determination alone cannot reliably produce victory. Fair play is sometimes possible, but rarely probable. And when it happens, it's celebrated precisely because it defies the system, not because it confirms the ideal. Belief in fairness doesn't just distort perception, it shapes real consequences. Players are labeled bottlers for failing under impossible conditions. Managers are fired for not competing with budgets 10 times smaller. Fan bases internalize disappointment as personal failure rather than structural reality. Over time, belief becomes emotional debt, constant hope followed by predictable heartbreak. And yet, fans are told to trust the process, to wait patiently, to believe next year will be different. The cost isn't just trophies lost, it's generations raised inside a system designed to keep them hoping, not winning. True fairness in football would demand more than rules. It would require financial parity, unbiased officiating, and equitable media coverage. It would require governing bodies willing to punish the powerful, even at the cost of popularity and revenue. It would mean creating pathways for small clubs to compete sustainably. Player development, scouting, and youth systems would need to be insulated from elite influence. Every aspect of the sport, from sponsorship deals to TV contracts, would have to be transparently regulated. This isn't impossible, but it's inconvenient for those currently benefiting. The system rewards the powerful, not the skilled. And that's why fair play remains largely theoretical. Once you recognize this, football changes forever. You stop seeing randomness and start seeing design. Who recovers faster from failure? Which clubs are insulated from consequences? Why some scandals vanish overnight while others dominate headlines? The match you see on the pitch is only the final act. The outcome shaped long before kickoff by money flows, political alliances, broadcasting interests, and institutional bias. From that moment on, football becomes less comforting but more truthful. You're no longer just a fan watching a sport. You're a witness observing a system perform. Football will always be magical. The drama, the skill, the genius moments, they still exist. But when you understand how the system is designed, you see the sport in a new light. Fair play isn't gone, but it isn't universal. Some games are heavily tilted before they begin. Some clubs are protected by structure, influence, and wealth. Fans defend a myth because believing in fairness is more comforting than seeing reality. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. The thrill, the emotion, and the story of football remain. But now, every goal, every decision, every upset carries the weight of the hidden system behind it. This is football's biggest lie. This is the truth about fair play.